end of 2015. Those are really recent numbers. If we could get 1% of those households to adopt the use of ageLOC Me, and we can take over their bathroom for skincare, then we would have 1.36 million households that would be customers for our product. That's just 1% market penetration for a brand new design that no one's ever seen before, okay? All right, plan on 1.25 Me's per household. Men will probably only buy this 25% of the time. You know, women, it's a slam dunk, right? They're already spending the money. They're going to get cheaper price on a monthly basis than they've been spending currently, with like 20 times the effectiveness. So it's a slam dunk. If you have 1.25 Me's for 1.36 million households, that's 1.7 million devices sold, okay? If you have 1.7 million at $385, we don't know for sure what the price is going to be, but we're hopeful that ageLOC Me will fit in one of our $385 kits. That's what it should be priced at that time, in my opinion. You're talking about $654 million in revenue just on the sale of these devices. Now, we won't have 1.7 million devices for sale on the first month, okay? But we will do that over the subsequent years as we continue to promote this device and people continue to share it with family and friends. I just want to ask you, when will you ever have an opportunity like this again in your life? You know, did anybody invite you into the party to sell laser printers and get a piece of that revenue every month when they bought their ink cartridges? Did anybody invite you to sell Keurig Green Mountain coffee brewers in everybody's houses and let you get paid on the K-Cups the rest of your life? Nobody got invited? No hands are going up? Oh yeah, they shut you out and me out. You know, none of us even had the chance to play in that marketplace. We're now creating an entirely new marketplace that is really, really significant, and I don't think anybody in this room will see a brand new category like this maybe ever again in our lifetime, okay? So you ask, well, can we do 1.7 million devices? You know, 1 million devices is a really enormous business, right? That's a lot of devices. Have we ever done that before? Well, between galvanic and facial spa, body spa, over 2 million devices have already been sold by new skin distributors. It's already happened, guys. We've already done 2 million devices, okay? With something that I'm going to argue is not nearly as unique and sexy as an ageLOC Me. Okay, we've already done it. It's a given at this point. It's a no-brainer that we're going to sell millions upon millions of these devices. And, you know, we'll do it all over the world like this, right? The cartridges will likely be around 150 points a month for the consumptive cartridges that will be used up and exhausted every 30 days inside of an ageLOC Me. If you have 150 a month, okay, then that's 150 million per month business on 1 million machines. That's 150 million a month. That's 1.8 billion per year in cartridges. 1.8 billion per year in cartridges is about 800 million a year in commissions through the new skin compensation plan, just on the monthly recurring revenue. That is substantial. That is a big, big deal. So here's the rules to play the game. You have to be an executive by October 1st, 2016. And today, most of you here may be executives already. If you're not, then you got to make that happen, and you want to make it happen quick. This is nothing more than a game of creating as many executives as possible before the launch. Only executives will receive codes to order ageLOC Me. So once we get ready for the actual launch of this particular device, which will happen in the 4th quarter of this year, okay? October or maybe early November, we'll see which one they pick. All right, you want to be ready for that. So what does that mean? That means you got 10 months from today. 10 months that you can count on before this thing actually hits. And what you want to do is be ready to capture the largest share possible of the ageLOC Me devices that will be able to be ordered and deployed into the market. The company has told us that each code will purchase 1 ageLOC Me. So it's a matter of how many codes can you get, right? The goal would be to get as many executives as possible before October 1st of 2016 of this year. You got 10 months. Actually, you got 9.5 before that date right there. Maybe 10 till the launch. Okay? So that's the cutoff. By October 1st, if they're not executives, they're probably not going to get codes. And if you don't have people that get codes, then you're not going to participate at the same level that you could have if you got serious about it. Here you've got the greatest launch of a brand new design product that will go over and take over a room of the house nobody's ever taken over before. All right, it's one that's up for grabs. And you don't have time to mess around. You do not want to dilly-dally or waste any efforts on this, right? You've got to make sure you have a plan. So let's say you've got 10 executives who get 10 codes each. That'd be 100 codes, right? If you have 100 ageLOC Me devices at 385 CSV, it's 38,500 CSV, 5%, you're going to get about a $2,000 commission. If you're just an executive and you get 10 codes and you place it. That would be the month of the LTO, that would just be your ageLOC Me money. You've still got other money from other products and other consumption and so forth, but it's just a nice little $2,000 bonus, right? So if you have 100 ageLOC Me's out there at 150 a month, the monthly revenue is $15,000. Anybody want to have a $15,000 circle group volume? Okay, 5% of that would be $750 a month, or about $9,000 a year. If you just have one executive who gets 10 of these devices placed, people develop their daily habit, they continue to let their cartridges show up on the rewards program, and pretty nice little business. Okay? All right, what if you 10 times that? What if you have 100 executives because you make a plan and you decide that that's your goal, that's what you're going to do, right? That'd be 1,000 codes that you would receive. If you have 1,000 codes in your downline at 385 CSV, that's 385,000, 5%. Your bonus that month would be an extra $19,250 the month we launch ageLOC Me. Be a nice little bonus going into the holidays next year, won't it? If that launches in October, you'll get that money on November 20th. Okay? So think about that. And then you got 1,000 ageLOC Me's that are consuming cartridges on a monthly basis. That'd be $150,000 a month in your downline. Worst case commission would be $7,500 a month, or about $90,000 a year. Just constantly coming into your bank account every single month, $7,500. That's just your ageLOC Me volume, by the way. That's not all the other products that people decide they're going to consume along with this rollout of ageLOC Me. You know, in the process of getting ready for this and creating executives, you don't have ageLOC Me to create executives. That's the point. You're trying to get executives so you can get a whole bunch of these devices deployed in your network, right? So you're going to be sponsoring people with facial spas and with ageLOC Youth, you know, scanning people. I mean, these are going to create other products of usage that these people came into the business with that they're going to be utilizing every month in their own house, right? So this is just your ageLOC Me money right here, okay? All right, so what kind of supply are we going to get in North America? Like, how big's the pie we're all going to run for October or November of this coming year, okay? Well, we've been able to get a $20 million commitment from Nu Skin. You know, these devices are in short supply. People are trying to launch these all over the world. There's big demand, so we have to fight in North America to get our allocation, right? $20 million at 385 points per package means there's 50,000 ageLOC Me devices that can be deployed on the LTO, okay? There'll be more, obviously, after the LTO, but if you're trying to get your bite of this, you need to look at this today and say, okay, there's 50,000 devices available for the fourth quarter of this year. How many am I going to make sure are deployed in my downline? If I were you, I would give some thought to this. I'd look at your team, and I would devise a plan that you're going to place at least 1,000 of those. You're going to get 1/50th of the devices available at least in your team, you know? Don't you want to have a $20,000 check on the month of the LTO? Nobody does? Okay, I mean, I hope, you know, that's serious money, right? It's a tremendous foundation. They're going to multiply after that if you're able to get that done. So let's talk for just a moment about what happens through these cycles, because I want to lay a groundwork for you now, not through just, you know, fourth quarter of 2016. I want to take you through that fourth quarter of 2017. Joe Chang, when he spoke on Thursday night, mentioned a little thing called Epsilon. Anybody remember him saying that? I've actually seen a prototype of Epsilon. This is a phenomenal product, okay? Everybody is going to want this product as well, all right? In my opinion, between the launch of Me and the eventual launch of Epsilon, we've got a 24-month run ahead of us that will be unparalleled in Nu Skin history, okay? You've got to pump up Okay? It is time for you to get really serious and stop screwing around with this business. Stop looking at your golf ball, sitting here for a putt. You got to start looking at the hole, at the goal, at the objective that you want to accomplish, okay? So stop messing around. Stop operating at 20 or 30% of your capacity, okay? Shake off your cobwebs, guys, and start operating at 90 or 100%. Because you know you can do it, okay? Erase all the games off your stupid phone, okay? Get rid of all your video games at home. Throw your TV away. You know, stop wasting time on Facebook and other garbage that doesn't mean anything. And start recruiting. And start telling this story to people about what's going to happen come the fourth quarter of this year. All right, we have a rhythm of cycles that happen in the Americas region. Every 6 months, we have a success trip. That's the culminating event of these cycles, right? And so, and an LTO. We have a success trip qualification period. The last 6 months, we have maintenance for 3 months, and then we go on a success trip. We have a corporate or an OTG system event that occurs every 6 months. The next one of these events will be when? July. I hope you have your tickets purchased. If you've not bought tickets, you know what you're saying? You're not committed to it. Which means to me, you're not really committed to your business. Which means to me that you're not going to get really any of ageLOC Maine. Somebody else is going to grab that piece that you should have probably rightfully had, but you just weren't willing to commit to anything. You know, if you buy tickets and you're committed, then you'll be there with your people. You don't do that, you won't be there. It's as simple as that. So that's what you got to do. And then we have a limited time offer. And typically the LTO happens the month after the end of the qualification cycle. And the effects of this are really significant. Where do we sit on this chart right now? Where are we? We're in January, right? We've already got 3 months behind us of this particular qualification cycle to go to Disney World, right? Does everybody know that? If you're not aware of that, then you're sleeping. Okay, you ought to be playing the game right now. You ought to have people on your team that are going through this 6-month cycle, and their goal is by March 31st, they will be an executive at least or higher. Okay? So we've got 3 meetings today plus 2 more weekends just in January. If you just took advantage of these 3 weekends that we're participating in right in the next 3 weeks here, this meeting and the kickoffs that are going to happen, you can have all your people in place in January with LOIs, and they will all be executives by February or March, and you will be on the success trip to Orlando. Okay? Do you believe that? Yes. I'm telling you, that will happen. That very thing that I just stated will happen for lots of